It is me. I'm back. I have some more fun today because my Praetor came in, and my hope is that I can use the head on the Praetor to eventually put on my cat chapter master so that he can look absolutely gentlemanly. Unfortunately, it looks like his neck stump is very distinctly designed, and so that kind of creates two problems. One of which is I don't think the new Praetor's neck hole is going to hold, it's going to properly hold Sad Boy's head. Because if you recall properly, I made another like Space Marine Sergeant. I made his head. I was originally going to use that for the Chapter Master, but I decided that that one looks a little too plain. So I had separate plans. Let me find him real quick. Yep, this boy right here. He was originally going to be the, there we go. He was originally, come on, you can do it. Can you find it? Is it going to do it, or am I going to have to struggle against the camera? Okay, there we go. Nope. It really wants to not focus on him. Okay, forget this. I'm going to manually focus the boy. Here's the lad. There he is. I painted this head a little while ago, and I thought it turned out fantastic, but he looks just a little too plain to have been a chapter master. So what I planned on doing was using him for the Praetor body, and just having a really tired, sad-looking Praetor, right? And really scarifying up his armor and whatnot. There we go. And so I'm looking at how the Praetor's head is attached, which, by the way, I still love him so much. But based on how it's attached, he might actually have way too big a neck stump. And I'm really kind of loath to grind it down, because the last time I did, I nearly sliced open my thumb a million ways from Sunday. So we're going to do a quick dry fit, see if this gentlemanly man will actually fit in the neck stump. Oh my goodness, no. His neck stump is way too big. That's so unfortunate, because it's such a beautiful face, and I want to put it in there. Oh no. Oh no. It's way too big. I think if I'm very careful, I can grind it down in there, and that might be what I do. But right now, I'm going to put his comb on his head, because in what's probably one of my favorite aspects of him, he has a freaking comb, and that's hilarious to me. Now, how does this fit in his head? Unfortunately, I was given printed pictures, and they aren't exactly, like, the best. Oh, that's how it goes. Okay, I figured it out. I'm sorry you didn't really get to see it, but it just kind of slots in there, and the front part lays on there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, and just get that out of the way. And in the process, I might be making myself a lot of hardship down the road, but I can't say no to this ridiculous thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on his head right now, and hope that everything goes okay. Oh man, this thing looks so stupid. I love it so much. Gonna have to shave off a little bit right here. I missed that part. Okay, and one more time. Gonna go ahead, get a whole bunch of liquid cement on here, or plastic glue, or whatever you want to call it, and slap this bad boy back on his head. I'm just gonna let the glue meld the pieces together, which it seems to want to do whether I want it to or not. There we go. Oh yeah, I probably ought to drill out his neck hole. And actually, I don't know, maybe it would make more sense to kind of try and shave his head down before I add any of this stuff. I'm so excited about this guy. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go ahead and work him in. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put his head down, I'm going to calm down, I'm going to finish building the body, which may not be the most interesting footage in the world, but it'll give us something to work off of. Oh my god, that power sword is huge. Is this Praetor to scale? Because he's freaking huge. Oh man, I'm going to love painting that cape. So let's go ahead. These Horus Heresy models are so good. They've almost convinced me to no longer play big 40k in favor of playing Horus Heresy. This is such a cool model set. like the Marines that they came out with, the Praetors they came out with. I really want to get myself a pair of the Death Guard Praetors. They just look so good. Now, I think the problem is I've got my camera really far back, so I'm going to lean it in this way. And maybe that will allow me to do a lot of the fine work, and you guys can kind of see it. Well, I don't know why you'd want to. It's just close-ups of my fingers now, doing very close shaves of the model pieces. And of course, when I finally slice my hand open live on camera, it's going to be that much more embarrassing, right? Yeah. Let's see how this goes. And also now, because of my astigmatism, my eyes are trying to focus on like 3 different things. It's got the camera right at the edge of my vision. It's got, oh my god, he's got the cloth there. He's going to be a lot of fun to paint. If the cloak from my Imperial Fist Captain is going to be any indicator, I'm getting really good at it. And so I'm going to have a whole bunch of beautiful cloaks paint soon. I was also offered a couple of surprises for the channel that I was allowed to paint, that I'll be allowed to paint on stream. And that'll be a lot of fun, because they're not models I'm typically used to painting. And so I'm going to get to try some new techniques. I'm going to get to try and paint some new models that have a completely different feel to them. There's still Warhammer models, regrettably. Semi-regrettably. Not at all regrettably. I don't know. But at some point, I'm going to expand out, right? I'm going to get some Dungeons & Dragons models to paint. And then I'm going to go ahead and get myself some... What the heck? What the hey? How does... Oh, does this just chunk in right there? My finger's too fat. How am I supposed to fit it in there? This has got to be really embarrassing for anyone watching who's put one of these together. Ew! Popped out! Okay, I think I get it. But yeah, eventually I'm going to get some other models. I'd love to paint some Corvus Belli Infinity models. I'd love to paint some Malifaux models. I want to give you guys, anyone watching, even after the VOD, I want to give you guys more variety in the type of models I've painted. Because, or the type of models that are painted, because it's got to be, I mean, as an outsider watching it, it's got to be a little bit dull watching me paint nothing but Warhammer models all the time. Especially because so far it's been a lot of Space Marines and very little else. Okay, so that part is actually, wait a minute. Go ahead and get some more in there too. Push that in deeper and let that meld for a second. Now we're good to go. Okay, so this part now goes on his front. So it's gonna dry fit in like that. Oh my god. So he's got a giant neck stump. That's unfortunate. Maybe I can green stuff it in. Well, in my case, I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna be a bum and I'm gonna use poster putty. Because poster putty seems to work well enough, which sounds terrible now that I think about it. But I might go ahead and do that to close up that section. And then, God, what a cool looking model. And then just put the other captain's head on top. Because, to be completely honest, actually, no, I take that back. I do have green stuff, but I feel like this is a weird place. I gotta use it somehow, I guess. I gotta start using it somewhere, right? I can't just keep saying, hey, I finally got green stuff, and never use the green stuff, right? Okay, he's looking good to go. Okay, one moment, please. Where did I put the green stuff? Where did I put the green stuff? There's the green stuff. So I've got milliput, model making, sculpting, boat repairs, mixed quantities of 2 equal sticks, becomes rock hard in 3 to 4 hours at normal room temperature. Or I can use some green stuff. Now green stuff is a room temperature curing 2-part epoxy putty with a gap between, ideal for sculpting artworks, which helps you obtain. Okay, work life about 90 minutes. Well, I've got some leftover green stuff that was given to me by Soft Servo. So I think, if I'm lucky, I haven't completely gotten rid of it yet. There it is. So what I happen to have is this, which is about 90% useless at this point, but I'm pretty sure I can get a big enough gob of it left over to roll out and put inside that thing's neck. And from there, I can go ahead and mix it together. And then turn it into like a neck hole stump, I guess. Yeah, this stuff is old and beat to heck. Okay, let's see if I can get some more. I think at this point it's probably all dried out. So, got a little bit more. Trying not to slice my hand open. We're gonna go ahead and mix this together. I'll be honest, this just really... Oh, I can't use it. It's either one comb or the other. So the other Praetor head is unfortunately going to either have to go bareheaded, or I'm just not going to be able to use it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this green stuff nice and worked in. By the time it's done, I believe the green stuff should be almost one consistent color, right? And there it is. Now let's see, did I make enough to stuff? Yep. I definitely made enough to stuff in the hole. And just gonna go ahead and push that around. Oh my goodness. My tired captain is coming true. He's becoming a reality. I'm just gonna use this silicone tool. Silicone? I can never remember the difference. Okay, where'd his head go? Where'd the tiny man's head go? I'm gonna leave that right there while I look for the tiny man's head. Okay, so... Oh, he's gonna be so tired. Oh, that's beautiful. That makes me incredibly happy. Oh man, I should have changed the title of the stream. Let me do that. Benry Paints. The most tired gentleman. Done. Okay, the stream info has been updated. So I suppose what's going to happen is I'm going to keep pressing that in a little bit and push that around just a bit more, so that hopefully when I finally get the most tired gentleman's head in there, it'll fit in fine. I suppose we'll see. This makes me far happier than it should. I know at this point it's just a stupid meme, but it's one that brings me great joy. Oh my goodness. Epic Games received. No, I don't want any of this. Yes, I know that was delivered. I have it down here. I'm playing with it right now. Okay, so that's all done. The next thing he needs is apparently his shoulder pads, his gun, 12 numbers. I can't read them. I am seriously considering changing my my review. Golly, this is a big sword. I can't get over how big the sword is. I'm so excited about this lad. Changing my review a little bit because I was hoping that he would have a clean photocopy of this thing, but it turns out it is not a very clean photocopy. This actually looks terrible. 15, that's going to be the one with the Imperial Fist chapter marking on it, because I have that. 13. Well, yes, 13 is his scrolls and his ceremonial knife, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and get that as well. Goodbye. And 8. What is 8? 8 is... Oh, it's one of his falds. I think that's what they're called. The little thigh protectors that aren't the actual thigh armor. So we're going to go ahead and grind that down. Make sure that it looks nice and pretty. I don't know if you heard it earlier, but my my air compressor kicked over because I was strongly considering just grabbing the head and doing a number on it. Well, actually, now that I know that worked, no, I'm not gonna. I really want to put that head on my captain. I want to prime him. I want to paint up his pretty dapper face, handsome dapper face. My apologies, and put him on my chapter master. Because for some reason, especially with his laid back, in repose pose, that the chapter master head screaming bloody murder is really funny to me. So now we're gonna do this. Get that all shaved down. Shave down a little bit more of the mold line. Shave down a little of the mold line. Shave down a little of the mold line. Remember, folks, mold lines are your enemy. You do not want them. They do awful, awful things to your mini, and when you paint them, they look friggin' terrible. Okay. Shave that down a little bit. I will say, one of the huge advantages to working in plastic versus working in resin is that all the stuff I'm doing right now would have caused a resin sword to have snapped like that. But because this is plastic, it has a lot more flex to it, which is incredibly helpful. Okay. Get that a little bit. Shave that down. I will admit, the Horse Heresy has some amazing sculpts. Well, I don't need to admit anything, it just has some amazing sculpts. What this really makes me want to do is get the Age of Darkness box and just take that entire thing and turn it into a Death Guard box. Except for the Praetors. Praetors? I keep wanting to pronounce all the vowels in that word. Okay. Now this is supposed to be raised aloft in the infamous "Look What I Have" pose, because Games Workshop can't stop doing that pose on things. But we'll see how that goes. Okay. Shave this down. Doesn't look like I shaved it down well enough, so I'm going to go back through in a second pass. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think I might have made a huge mistake with this liquid cement. I got real lazy one day, and apparently I forgot to close the thing off, and so now it's got a really upsetting amount of moisture loss, which sucks, because this stuff isn't cheap. Though I did recently find a replacement. It was one of those use this, not that things for miniature painting, and apparently the liquid cement, or the plastic cement, is a very basic material. I don't remember what it's called, but you can buy it in very copious amounts for not very much money. So I think I'm probably just going to buy it in bulk that way, and just pour it back into my little Tamiya, whatchamacallits, and that way it won't be a problem anymore, right? You can just keep refilling it indefinitely. Okay, let's get you completely soaked. And I'm assuming you're going to have to go this way or else you're not going to fit. Yes, I am correct. And then let's see what happens next. I wonder if there's a way for me to... Actually, I won't be able to see it there either. Okay, so 13 and then 18. 18 goes first and then 13, I guess? Because, I don't know. 18 feels like it has to go on first. Or 13 feels like it has to go on first. Or fall off. It has to fall off, just like that. I think this has to go on like so. That's where it feels like it fits best, I think. Or over. The picture too blurry. I can't see. Okay, no, that's about right. So this just slides over his thigh. That's a little obnoxious. This is a monopose figure, guys. You can't just have it be like, yeah, I guess it goes that way. And then on top of that, with absolutely no other indication of how it goes on, this thing goes on, I guess? Like so? I don't know. This is the thing that always stresses me out, is it always feels like I got incredibly fat fingers, and it makes doing this very difficile. Okay, so that's supposed to be part of the... What? Oh, are you supposed to be part of the butt? Are you supposed to be part of the butt? No. I'm confused. I'm confused and I'm scared, guys. Wait a minute. I am very confused because none of this fits together. Maybe it's supposed to fit together like so? That looks like that's how it's supposed to fit, but it's not fitting there. Maybe his leg is supposed, or his thigh armor is supposed to go back a little bit? Someone's gonna come in chat and be like, you got it upside down. You know what I mean? Okay. That's a slightly better fit, but that still looks terrible. If that part is fitted properly. Is it supposed to be higher up on his leg? One moment. Let me find a picture of the Praetor. Praetor. In fact, you know what? Praetor with power sword instructions. Age of Darkness, Praetor with powder sword. Open the link in the new tab. Oh, this is considerably better. And it's still awful. Okay. That doesn't help me at all. The picture they gave me, someone took a high resolution shot of it. It's like the thigh armor goes way in the back. And then this bit right here is supposed to continue to fall out of my hands. It's supposed to be like so. I guess? No. One moment again. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is not the funnest thing in the world. This is supposed to be way back on his torso. On his back. Like the... I'm so at a loss right now. Is it supposed to be slung down on him? And this is supposed to be lower down on his thigh? Not quite. This is just not a good shot. Not a good angle. Maybe that's supposed to go like that. And this is supposed to reach down. No, this is a terrible angle. And it doesn't look very good either. Like, I don't know what that piece underneath is supposed to be. Oh, man. Think. None of that looks right. I mean, it's mostly going to be covered by cloak anyway, so I think I'm just going to go with it. Hopefully this won't fudge up how the cloak goes on his back. Let's go ahead and just dribble a whole ton in here because it'll be the only thing holding this stuff together. Maybe that is how it's supposed to fit, because like I said, it clicks right in. It just doesn't look right or feel right. Maybe I've got the pieces on backwards? I really don't know. But you know what? It's working. So that's what we're going with. That's going to go right there. And I'm going to hold. I'm going to step back from it. But in the meantime, gun. So 7, 10, oh my goodness. There's not much else to this guy. We're going to take his awesome shoulder pad, which I love. We're going to take his gun hand. And we're going to snip that off. I think this is a Volkite gun. We're going to take the second half of the Volkite gun, which for some reason had to be printed differently. And then we're going to take his little thigh armor again. That's going to go there. I'm going to go ahead and shave off all the little bitty bobs. I really love how incredibly unrealistic a lot of 40k is. None of the weapons look incredibly practical. They all just look big and threatening. Because the Space Marine is just so big, it kind of forgoes the need of practicality. Like, the stuff still needs to work, and it still needs to make sense to some degree. But it's like, only in the sense that the gun works, kind of, and looks terrifying. I found a video yesterday that I was watching about the origins of the bolter and how the iconic bolter came to be and whatnot. And it was fascinating because that was something they talked about. They were like, you know, gyrojet technology kind of never went anywhere. And they really didn't care about it looking good at larger scale or any of that stuff. They just wanted to have a gun that was terrifying. They wanted it to be big, deadly looking, and threatening, so that in the hands of a Space Marine on the plastic tabletop game, or at the time pewter, I guess, it would look big and threatening and dangerous. And in that way, I think they succeeded in with flying colors, you know what I mean? The bolter definitely looks like a ridiculously large gun that is going to cause someone to have a lot of hurt for the instant before they die. That's going to be good to go as I drop it. But yeah, darn it, huge fan of the bolter. Again, another weapon I used to hate, used to think was silly. The Astartes really did a lot to change my mind on a lot of aspects of 40k. And that was a big one. Okay, gun arm. Go ahead and paint the bejesus out of his gun arm. Make it all goopy. Wait a tick. That doesn't look good. We want to shave down, once again, shave down all of the mold lines we can reach while we can still reach them. Otherwise, they are going to look friggin' terrible and hideous once we actually... There we go. Once we actually start putting the lad together and start painting him. That is hands down the worst part about having ugly mold lines. It's like, oh, you can just paint over them. Yes, but when you do, they're going to be amplified by the paint. You know what I mean? So please, whatever you do, do not just paint over the mold lines. Speaking of, why will you not fit? You were built for this. This is your hole. Oh, that's weird. I know I'm putting you in right. I guess you're supposed to go like so. Because you're not... I guess that's how it's supposed to go, because it's not quite fitting. Okay. Cross their thigh. To really get that, this part on. Oh my goodness, I did it backwards. Okay. There we go. That actually went perfectly. I wonder, was this supposed to go a little farther forward then? Was I supposed to push you forward? Which would have given the other one a little more room. I mean, it's a little too late now. Next! Oh my goodness, his cape has different parts. He is such a detailed miniature that his cape has different parts. He's got a little flourish with his cape that's a separate piece. He has another little flourish that's a separate piece. That's ridiculous. He's going to be a lot of fun to paint, though. I think, just because he's Imperial Fist, I've got to go ahead and make it so that he's wearing black and red. I love the black and red look. Very striking. And all my fists are going to have it. Okay, so... go ahead and shave off very gently the plastic nibs. A little screw flashing that I've left on because I'm a goober. And then pray that I don't take too much off and make life even more difficult for me in a few minutes. Whatever this song is, it's far more inspirational than what I'm doing, and I kind of appreciate that. Oh no! Okay. I have no idea where this stuff is supposed to go. Okay, let's go to the big one. We've got this... Wow, this is a thick cloak. Like, this feels like substantial plastic. Okay. There we go. Trim that down. There we go. Shave that down. Get rid of some of the mold lines because those are the worst things in the world, especially on a clean cape. Hopefully I did it enough. Any more? Any more? Nope, looks pretty good. I guess Yes, we're gonna find out where this stuff goes. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. That's what that's for. Is that little bit right there. Okay, well, that's not disappoint. Yeah, you go ahead and get in there. Get nice and gross. Okay, so we're gonna put you on that. I'm gonna make sure you're nice and well aligned, because the last thing we want to do is have one weird cape flourish that isn't in the right spot. Oh no, it's got mold lines on it. There, I got them off. Sorry. We're gonna go ahead and smear that on there. Apparently aggressively smeared on there because I have no control over how this is working. And then we're gonna fold you in here. Yeah. Fold that in there. Get it nice and stuck in. Unless I've done it wrong. Have I done it wrong? Nope, it's perfect. I guess I understand why they had to do this though, because there's very clearly some spots where it's like you can't make the plastic curl in on itself when you mold it, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it this way. Okay, yeah. That in. So I saw that Jaden from Jaden Animations finished her marathon stream. Goodness, what a champ. I don't know if any of you guys caught it who's watching, but that was I think it was like a 20 plus day stream. I kind of lost track at the counter. And I don't remember for the life of me when it started, but which I can look up very easily, I suppose. But it felt like that stream went for a while, you know what I mean? It started before Thanksgiving and ended today. I mean, I'm probably wrong. It probably started right after Thanksgiving or something. But it just felt like it went and went and went. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It was an incredible feat on her part. And I'm incredibly impressed that not only did she end up having 20 plus days worth of content, but that it was as successful as it was. If I recall properly, the stream didn't really end as much as she kind of turned off super chats and donos. So she ended the stream. It could have kept going. And I get why, because it's like, my God, at what point do you stop, right? And apparently the answer is within my comfort level, because that's exactly what Jaden did. So, good for them. And, you know, that was an amazing piece of work on their part. So what they want me to do, what they have suggested I do, is I thread the needle? No, I don't... What? 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 I think this is supposed to... No? How? How do you fit in? I guess that's it. No. Am I supposed to just slide it in like so? Because it don't fit that way, champ. Boss, it don't... Oh. No. This must be like watching a monkey hump a doorknob, guys. I'm so sorry. My limited intelligence is failing me. There we go. There we go. It only took me a minute, but I got it. Now what I'm gonna do is do the best job I can of liquid cementing this thing in place. Yeah, you ain't going anywhere. Except on this dude's back. So let's go ahead. Spots where it is gonna go in there. Okay, and you too. I think that'll do it. And so now this is gonna... Oh no, what have I done? Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh god. Oh goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. About as perfect as I'm gonna get it. I want to reemphasize, this is a cool model, and I love him. And I know something bad's going to happen to him because he's an Imperial Fist, and I'm playing the army. So it's going to be really fun and really depressing watching this guy die over and over again. Go ahead. There we go. Oh my goodness. He's got a baby hole. It's a hole for the baby. I'm going to stop now. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, he's also got a ponytail. He gets a man bun. Because apparently, that's going to go on the back of his head. And we've got this thing here, which will go on eventually. Chop that off. And he's got his weird little tassel with the skulls on it. The fact that an Imperial Fist is going to have skulls on his, decorating his armor seems a bit wrong. I feel like those fetishes would be much more in tune with Sons of Horus type stuff. There we go. So, once again, take that up, get the goop all over him, so he has somewhere to stick, and then drop that on him, tummy. Please drop on tummy. Drop on tummy. It dropped on his tummy. What a great looking model. Okay, so I think he's ready. I think he's ready to be spray primed. So I think what's going to have to happen is I don't want to actually put him on his base yet. Oh, I know what I can do. I can take some of my poster tack, which I've been using now for what feels like years. Ow. And I can just take the poster tack and drop it on there like so. And then grind one of his feet into said poster tack. And now he's leaping for justice. That's fantastic. I love it. Okay, the next thing I need to do, though, is I'm going to need to grind down this thing, which scares me. Because, like I said, the last time I did any of this kind of work, I really ended up hurting my hand. Because, you know, they always say a dull knife is a dangerous knife. Well, I got the memo, and I went, yeah, check this out. Because, I definitely have not changed out the blade in this in a long time, and the blade is definitely very dull. And so I've ended up slicing into my hand numerous times in an attempt to do exactly what I'm doing now when I was making the beholder eye for my my Among Us Botan. So I'm going to do everything in my power to be careful here and pray that my thumb doesn't decide it needs to kiss this blade. Especially now that I know that Space Marine Mike Armentrout can exist. And shave that down. Put that down a little bit. I feel like this is the strangest conversion. There's no point to this. I really, the whole point is that I want to have an angry dapper man leading my army. I don't know if that was enough. We're gonna find out. Oh, that also is going to be a problem. I didn't even account for that. His headdress is not going to fit inside there. I suppose that's okay, though. I don't really need the headdress, nor do I really want the headdress. What I really wanted, and what I'm going to get, is a very dapper man screaming at heresy and at the enemy. From his incredibly... through his incredibly trim beard. guess the good news is that because this is such a small, thin mini, the plastic's coming right off. Plus having to fight through it in the big chunks that I was doing with the beholder eye. I've got to be careful here because I don't want to trim his beard at all. Amazing looking lad. I love him. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Stay away from the beard and trim everything else around the beard. I'm just gonna keep doing this until I'm satisfied and I'm less scared. I'll round it out a little bit, maybe? I might need to make it a little shorter, too. So, just continuing to lop off little bits and bobs until finally it's close enough. Okay, we're gonna see one more time. Okay, let's see. Will you fit in here? Ah! I dropped him! I dropped the lad! I almost forgot which end was up. Oh, it almost works. I think the fact that he's got such like a triumphant yell going on kind of messes with it. I think I can make it work though. I think we can do this. I want to take a picture so bad, but I can't. I think my next best option is to screen grab it and show it to friends and see what they think. So if you will just indulge me for a second. There we go. And I'm gonna Control-C that, and I'm gonna throw it in the group chat and be like, what do you think? I think that's what's gonna have to be it, is that pose in particular is going to have to be it. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to work unless I have that specific pose of his neck where he's kind of turned over to the side like, what's that over there? Is that the heresy? Well then deal with it, I have tea! And of course, Facebook don't want to work. Come on, Facebook. I'm going on the Book of Many Faces. No, but no, I'm pretty pleased with that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take him back out. And I'm gonna drill the heck out of his neck stump. Unfortunately, he does not get the headdress. There's not enough room, which is what I figured would happen. That cowl would just be way too obtrusive and would make it impossible for him to really have any kind of, you know, ceremonial coxcomb or whatever you want to call it. But I must say, I'm quite pleased with the progress that I've made with this lad. I'm really happy I didn't bother following through and, like, gluing everything together. I would have been quite cross if I had done all that, only to realize, wait a minute, not gonna fit. Try again. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there for a second. Okay, but yes, this excites me greatly. I don't need this anymore, unfortunately, because everything else is gonna have to be super glued in once it is glued in. I've got these two lads here. I've got one more in there somewhere. He fell over. Did you fall over? Yep, you fell over. I suppose the good news is that none of these guys... I thought I had more chopsticks than this with risers. That's okay. I guess the good news is none of these heads are done, so I can use them for whatever I want. In case you don't know, I did 3 of these heads. This one is done, actually. I take that back. He's going to go on the Praetor. But the other 2 are just kind of halfway done. So I think I'm just going to pop that one off. Pop that one off, and I'm just going to throw them back in. Ba-ding. 1, Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put these back in with the rest of my heads, and I'll just repaint them if they end up getting all scuffed up. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we're going to hope that all this is going to work out okay. So now, glue. I need the glue. So I can do this for the... Actually, wait a minute. Wait. We're going to try something. I'm going to try and pop his head back in there. And we're going to see if maybe I can angle his head. Nope, it's definitely not going to fit. Which stinks, because that pose is... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Will it just barely fit? Unfortunately, if I did that, he'd be so cramped in there, like he wouldn't be able to look up. Which in itself is very funny, but not particularly useful. So I think he's just going to have to stay sans headgear, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead. Add some glue at the end of this. Eventually, if it'll want me to. Glue on the end. Jam it up his neck hole, which is a very awkward, funny statement. And I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute. He said either way, what a distinguished gentleman. And he is correct. This is gonna be the most dapper Imperial Fist that Gravis Captain that you've ever seen. I wonder, did I make the neck hole too? I did. That's okay. We're gonna gently place this over here. And just kind of... Oh, no! Okay, that'll work. And let that sit. Everything else is going to have to go in elsewhere. This part is going to... I'm going to keep all these bits for later. Put them in here, I suppose, because I'm not... Oh, wait, that means I can use the coxcomb again. Heck yeah! Give me a second, please. I just had a realization. It makes me very happy. That. Stop making a mess back there. Where is it? Oh no. His head fell off the stick. It's in there somewhere. Give me his head. Give me his head. My storage method for these guys is not exactly good. But I just realized now I can use the Captain Beaky on another one. So that is what's going to happen. Eventually, Captain Beaky Head is going to go ahead and be used for another model. So it'll just have to happen on another day. So to make sure this thing stays, I'm going to just stick it in some poster putty and put it off to the side where it will be out of harm's way. In the meantime, though, this is going to... I'm going to go ahead and put the captain's comb on the beaky head, since it will apparently fit. And unfortunately, I can't use the captain's comb where I want to. So you're just going to get a cool comb, my good man. We're going to glue this on. Oh, come on. Melt. Stop the world and melt with me. I'm sorry, that was a terrible pun, guys. I apologize. I'll do better next time. Which sucks, because that's a fantastic looking coxcomb. It's a really cool looking piece of headgear. And there should be... There it is. These are going to go... That's going to go right there, because I'm going to need it. This is going to go in here. If it falls apart, it falls apart. I do not care anymore. Because I'm getting increasingly excited as I get closer to the whole paint everything up stage, which I'm almost there. So... I'm going to need the tweezers in a minute. I didn't end up needing the drill bit for much more than I thought I was going to need it for, so that's going to be moved. I'm going to take some of my other stuff and move it to somewhere safer. Drill bit go in there. I don't need the knife anymore. Wait a minute, did I shave this down appropriately? I did not. Scrape down the rubble that he's going to be standing on a little more appropriately. And then I will put the knife away. That's going to look fantastic. This is going to go in here, away from everything else. I don't need the nippers anymore. This is garbage. That can go away. This is garbage. That can go away as well. That way, I'm going to have to move the camera and the mic. So, sorry for the... Uh-oh. I lost connection. Oh, that's because I accidentally hit the home button. So we're going to go ahead and hit the Camo Studio button again. And there we go. And now... wow. What is going on? Okay, so that needed to be tightened. These guys are going to move. Captain's going to go way off because I don't need him up here anymore. And we're going to go ahead and prime us some Praetors. Praetorian. Move the light out of the way. Block off most of this with the spray booth. So unfortunately, you're not going to get to see much of what's going on. Oh, no, maybe you will. Okay. So let's spray prime this guy and hope that he's going to stick in there. And then we'll spray prime... Actually, wait a minute. You know what? Why not just glue them all together right now? Why not just glue them together right now? It's going to go right... How is he supposed to be sticking? Oh, I don't get it. Okay, I'm just gonna go and glue them together because there's no point in holding them apart when I'm just doing kind of a default glue job on him, or a default paint job on him. It's gonna be a really pretty default paint job, but it's gonna be a default paint job. So we're gonna glue his heel in at the angle that it wants to be in. Yep. Just like that, which means I actually should glue his foot. Put the heel, just like so. Glue that on. These Age of Darkness minis are fantastic. And then shake that up real violently. Make sure and get incredible wet coverage. Incredible coverage. Everything down here. And I think it's about time for me to say sayonara to this jar, because it served me well, but it's basically empty. So I'm going to hold on to it because I'm eventually going to replace... Okay. I'm eventually going to get some of that industrial stuff. Yeah, that's the kind of disgusting coverage I want. Okay, I'm just going to put him right here. Whoa, are you kidding me? There we go. Right there, like so. And we're going to do an extra good job by getting even more... Sorry, I know you're not seeing a lot of this. Getting even more of this stuff in here. Golly, I forgot what it was like to have like a full thing of this stuff. And unfortunately, his back leg is starting to ride. So we're going to sink it back down and press a little bit. And what's going on up here? Is the model failing? Oh, that's why. It's because he wasn't in there. So we're going to slide that back up a little bit. And we're going to just give that a second, actually. I don't want to start spraying that until it cures a little bit more. So, one moment, please. And I'm back. Okay. Now, I don't need this anymore. That's going to go over there. I don't really need this, so that can go back there with it. I'm not going to need any of this. The brush cleaner can get out of the way. He is going to get spray primed black. And then I'm going to overspray him with some pale sand, and then I'm going to overspray him with some Averland Sunset. So he's going to get the full effect. Okay, here we go. I'm going to make sure that I am properly protected, so I have my gas mask on, because the last thing I want to do is give myself a splitting headache. I feel like a complete dingus, given that I'm very aware of the chemical smell causing me to have headaches, so we're going to do this. And actually, in his case, no, he's not getting the black spray prime. He is getting a gray spray prime. So that's not the gray spray. This is the gray surface primer. This is the stuff I'm almost out of, which is fine because I don't honestly like it. No. Let's see, I need to clean out my brush. There we go. The airbrush has been out. It's in here. I'm back out in a minute anyway, so let's get going. You cannot tell, I am just very excited about the power. Go ahead and dry him off a little bit. Then we're going to hit him again. This is why I'm not very fond of the spray primer. First of all, I got it back when I was first learning how to use the airbrush, and I have severely messed up the formula. I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I put a lot of airflow improver in it, and that caused it to be very runny and caused it to bleed a lot, which was definitely an issue. And secondly, it does have the habit of just making everything way too white. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit them one more time with the hair dryer. And I'm going to clean out the airbrush, and I'm going to spray him down and give him the full treatment before I move on to doing the head on the other model with a black spray prime. So I'll be right back as I clean out this airbrush.
an absolute mess. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be back in a second. I have made a mess with my airbrush. Now I must clean this thing out. That should do it. Now time to spray him down in a dark brown, which I've moved over to another part. Okay. This is called burnt umber. It's apple barrel. It's garbage, but you know what? It's gonna do exactly what I want it to do here. I think that'll be enough, because we're also going to add in some apple barrel black, which is also not a particularly good color, but for the purposes of what we're doing, it's going to look fantastic. We're going to thin it down, spray it on. And get a really nice dark brown coat that'll go very nicely underneath yellow coat to get that in there. So let's mix you up. My general understanding is that you're going to want about a 50-50 mix of airbrush paint thinner and the actual paint, because you want your paints to be very, very, very thin when they flow through the airbrush. And I've yet to have anyone tell me that that's incorrect. Admittedly, I haven't given it to the scrutiny of the internet yet, so I suppose once that happens, then someone will tell me I'm wrong. It's a formula that has yet to fail me. I say as it fails me. Not really, it's just going to need to go on very thin, and then I'll put it on increasingly thicker as I'm allowed to dry it. The last thing I want to do is let it run. I've definitely made that mistake before where I pressed way too hard to try and get the coat to thicken up when I've made the airbrush paint too thin, like I did on this one. And that just ends up with everything looking bad. It streaks, it runs, it doesn't stay in place, and you end up with a really, really ugly undercoat. So the best thing to do when you screw up, or when you accidentally make your mixture too wet, is to go ahead and just be incredibly patient with the drying process. Because trust me, your paint is still paint. It will still stick, and it will still do what it needs to do. You've just got to add some more steps in the mean times, so that you don't accidentally glop too much wet on there and cause a streaking problem. I mean, you can see pretty clearly, now that there's more layers on there, it's definitely coming through. Nice. One of the other semi-positives of this is that because the layers are so thin, you end up losing almost no detail. The only problem is, as you're clearly seeing, it takes you like 20 layers to do what it would take most people 1 layer to do. That is a beautiful chocolate man. Okay, gonna go ahead and clean that out. Now it's going to get an overspray of pale sand, or it's going to get cleaned out more because apparently I did a really bad job. Going to get an overspray of pale sand with just a little bit of thinner in it, because I'm a doofus who learns his lessons. Then we're going to hit it with another overspray Basil Sunset to get that wonderful Imperial Fist color. And what's going to be fun with this model that's going to separate it from some of my other ones is I was given the suggestion by Soft Servo that since his head's going to look so tired, just make all of him look tired. He's going to be beaten up and battle damaged. This guy's going to look like he's been through it. And I really like that idea because it's funny, and given the fact that he's wearing very old Artificer armor, it would fit. I apparently did not learn my lesson. I will argue that this is bringing out quite a bit of detail on this lad. I really like it. So now, I didn't use all of it, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of it back inside, maybe. Some of it back inside the old dropper bottle. There we go. Because this stuff's expensive. Go. I'm gonna clean that out. And I'm gonna get me some Averland Sunset. And then I'm gonna finish off this guy and move on to priming the face of my chapter master so I can finish working on him. He is so close to done that I can face him. Gotta love my Yellow with their really dense pigmentation. Their product is so good. Okay. Bring that out again one last time. Use some of that Averland Sunset to get that delicious Imperial Fist flavor. And then he will be ready for his actual paint job. And I can move on to my next boy, the Chapter Master. And for those of you who don't know, which would be very few, I'm assuming, given that you're most likely here because you're with Warhammer, the Chapter Master is kind of like the leader of that specific Space Marine faction. Because the Primarchs, the guys who they are supposed to, that were like the founders of each chapter, most of them are gone. The only one that still remains is Rabute Gilliman. The other ones all either died, disappeared, or just are, you know, in exile. So they don't have that. Instead, they have chapter masters who make sure that their individual chapters are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it seems like the Imperial Fist loop won every codex, every new release. So it just seems like you can just make up your own chapter master and you'll be fine with the lore because there's a million of them. They don't tend to last very long. This up, get that Velveeta nice and Velveeta-y. Get it out of the brush and into the pot. There we go. Please. I got that thing deep enough. Okay. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Now, the one thing is that he's actually not wearing the yellow cape. So I'm not going to want to actually get his cape all that yellow. God, airbrushes are so very much like magic. Hey, Mr. Motorhead, good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while. Admittedly, I haven't been online in a bit because I've been doing a million other things. And yeah, I really love the airbrush. I resisted it for a long time because, oh, okay, cool. I appreciate it, I really do. But yeah, I resisted it for a while because I enjoyed the paintbrush stuff. And then I got to play with it, and that made me realize, yeah, airbrushes are really nice. So, a couple years ago, I asked for one for my birthday, got it, was really happy with it, did a terrible job of messing with it, and over the years, I've just kind of gotten better with it slowly. Okay, he's good to go. Gonna go ahead. I know, right? It looks so good with it. It looks so darn good. It's so rewarding to see it kind of fall into place. It almost feels like your mini goes from being just a hunk of plastic to being a miniature statue. Because of all the dynamic shadows that it starts creating. I love it to death. I love it to death. I got one more thing I gotta airbrush. And then I will be ready to go with some actual painting. Just in time for me to hop off and go get dinner. Because that is my timing, that is my life. Okay. Bring up the airbrush. Bring up the airbrush. Yeah, I'm really gonna need to get this thing cleaned up quickly. Yeah, it sounds like that. Okay. Okay, you're not shooting yellow anymore. Yeah, it really is, right? I mean, like, yeah, this just looks so freaking good. I love it. So I like this mini a lot. Don't get me wrong. I really like how this mini looks, but the whole reason why I bought this mini was so that I could get his head, and I can use his head for my chapter master. Yeah, I know, right? It would take you an eternity. Because I don't, like you said, you've been creeping on my last few streams. I got my chapter master all done. The only thing he needs is a head. And since I really like this model, this is probably my favorite, like, non-named character model in the game. I wanted him to be special. And I think that the chapter or the Praetor head from Horus Heresy stuff is fantastic. I love the ridiculous beard and mustache combo. I just love how gentlemanly he looks. So that's what I'm getting. I am going to go ahead and use that head with a whittled down neck on my chapter master. Here's hoping it turns out okay. I'm already dry fit it. It seems to be doing okay there. I had to whittle down his neck a lot, but it seemed to do okay. Now the next part for me is going to be figuring out if I want to. I think I am going to go ahead and do a Zenith Prime on him, even though I really don't need to. We're going to see how this looks though. Okay, get some of that off. Back into its bottle. What time is it? 6:01. Yeah, I was right. As soon as I'm done with this guy, it's gonna be time for me to go get dinner. I'm not even gonna have a chance to really paint it. I'm gonna give it a shot though. The needle gets really thin. Okay, a little bit more pale sand, and then he'll be good to go. Just a drop. Don't need that much because there's not that much to him. Okay, mix that up together. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay. Okay, is this gonna look any good? We'll see. A little bit more, I suppose. That's it. Well done. Definitely a whole lot better. Yeah, you can't really see it. In terms of being able to see the people. definitely see how my airbuds used to get all gummed up. But not singing is been very effective.
I can't make out what is real or fancy. No waking up from this dream. I want you to save me from myself. Save me from myself.
So the first time I heard this song, I swear to God, I thought it was Audio Slave. This song just screams Audio Slave to me, but Audio Slave doesn't exist anymore, right? They kind of stopped when he was done with that project. It was never meant to be a full-on band, right? Or am I just losing my mind? I honestly don't remember anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Now I feel terrible. Completely forgot that he had passed. God dang it.
But yeah, I was like, that's gotta be Audio Slave. And when I looked it up, it clearly was not it. And yeah, I completely forgot the man's not alive anymore. Okay, that's good. Whew. Yeah, that's definitely a combination of people that did not have not a fortunate end. Okay, this is no longer necessary. Let's see, I'm gonna move this back down because it actually needs to be a whole lot lower for how I paint. Let's whoops, I did it again. I'll be right back. No. Go back to the camera. I need the camera. That is the second time I've done that this evening. I don't need the snips anymore. These can go away. Okay, so next thing I need to do, I don't remember. Let's check out what this guy looks like. Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. I'm pretty happy with how he looks. He's a good looking lad. Okay, I wish the camera would stop doing that. That's the only problem with having something this small, is that the camera doesn't, like I said, I'm using my cell phone. And so because of the terrible focal length on the cell phone, it's not sure what to focus on. But yeah, that's going to be a good looking face. And the other part to that is, I don't know if you saw, but I had previously painted this face specifically to put on, put on the Chapter Master. And I was like, you know what, that's kind of a plain face, I like it a lot, but it comes with the Mark 6 stuff, and it's fine, but it's not quite what I want, so that's part of why I got this. But now, my buddy Soft Servo said, you know what, this face, he looks so tired, he is like the most tired looking Space Marine ever. So now he's gonna go on here, and I'm gonna really beat up this Artificer armor, make it look really, really old and haggard. And so when I put them together, he's gonna look like he survived since the heresy. And he's just gonna be like, God damn it, I'm tired. Chaos this and heresy that. I just want to smoke and a drink. And that's gonna be fantastic once I finish that bit up. But yeah, I don't really, no, you know what? I am gonna get started. I'm gonna be a little stubborn right now. I'm gonna get some flesh tone on the guy. Because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go eat dinner. But that can happen in a few minutes. So, here's my issue. Skin tones are always difficult for me because it's like, I don't know how to do these very well. And, medium flesh tone with a wash has kind of spoiled me on how to do proper skin tone. So what I think I'm going to do to start him off is I'm going to go with a dark purple undertone, and then I'm going to build him up to a, into more of a fair skin tone. So, let's see if I can make this manageable. You're going to go there. Always purple? I mean, I guess that makes sense. It has kind of the color, the blood undertone to it. So that would make a whole lot of sense. And it is what I have been doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this boy some color. Now, the purple I'm using might be a little too bright. I guess we're going to find out soon enough. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That's going to be an issue, so... that should work okay. I guess the other problem, I really wanted to have that doofy commander's comb, raider comb on him. But unfortunately, because of the nature of the Gravis helm, it's just not going to fit. And that made me a little sad, but you know what, I'm going to deal with it. I did not realize that this man had an Aquila at the top of his cowl. And I kind of love it. And of course, he's got that bionic enhancement. There is so much personality. And here's the next problem. Hey, Exochosen. Should I play on my Zealot or try and make a Psyker? I enjoy both. The Psyker, from what I understand, really sucks for a while. And then once you get like the staff and some of his other stuff, like his warp fire, then he becomes an absolute powerhouse. But the Zealot gets an eviscerator and a flamer. And once I found that out, I was like, I don't care about the other guys. Yeah, the popping of the heads, that is only meant to be done to heavies, is my understanding. And once, because you're really waiting to get the warp fire. Once you get the warp fire, then you're essentially a one-man wrecking crew. That, and you start getting all those really cool artillery blasts and this, that, and the other. I personally... Oh, okay. That is true. I mean, that's how I would play the dang thing. I have a Zealot that I have yet to play. She's at like level 3 or so. I have been stuck with the veteran guardsman, veteran sharpshooter, and my brain died, and the Ogren. I like the Ogren. I appreciate and enjoy the simplicity of the Ogren because I have tiny brain, and that's okay. But yeah, I don't know, if you've got your Zealot already packed up, then you might want to go ahead and use this extra time to really start working on that Psyker. Really start bringing that Psyker up. Well, I mean, that's level. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's enough that you kind of are comfortable with and know how that thing plays. So maybe now's the time to work on your Psyker. I don't know. When I play Dark Tide, I don't want to think. I want to think just enough to play the game and complete the missions, but my brain does not want to go into overdrive mode, which it has to do to play the Psyker, because I am not a smart man. So, my main thing is to go straight into... No, I want some. Is to go ahead and have Thanos Imperial Fist. No, he's so angry. He is just so angry that he is purple-faced. He doesn't have the prune chin either, unfortunately. I'm right now doing an undertone on him so I can eventually build him up to a proper flesh tone. But that purple's gonna help really bring out like the fleshy bits of his face in the shadows. So what color do I want? This brown rose has been a little disappointing. It's a little too pink and flushed. Yeah, he is, right? He's already lost an eye. He just needs to go a step further. He's so gentlemanly. Okay, and then I think the next one up is going to have to be pale sand to counteract how tipped up abysmal pink that is. That should work. But yeah, this is going on my chapter master. I want this lad to be my chapter master, so I'm going to slowly build him up and then put him inside the Gravis armor, and he is going to be my champion, my defender of humanity, my man who built wall. And it's going to be beautiful. Unfortunately, all the other colors underneath, I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. I am still not very good at painting faces. I always feel like I struggle with it until I don't, you know what I mean? And so this definitely feels like a struggle with it moment. Because I'm always unsure of how to paint certain skins, because I keep trying new things. I haven't found a recipe that I really like. Found recipes that ended up working out, but nothing that have made me go, this is the way I'm doing it from now on. And so this is me experimenting again. I'm starting with a purple undertone, and I'm slowly going to work my way up to a much brighter, fairer color. Yes, I have not been Acadian, but I've definitely heard it. You're just gonna crumble at the end, like Cadia. The game, Fat Shark really understood the assignment when they made Dark Tide. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of little things about it that are annoying, like how incomplete it feels in some areas, but they really got the feel of 40K down, and they really did a good job making it feel like 40K. You know what I mean? They got stuff like the Primaris are mentioned in there. They've got an Ogren that's way too talkative and way too intelligent. It's like, how the frick is an Ogren that's smart? That's not how smart they're supposed to be. And then you find out he's got a bonehead chip in him. And then suddenly it all makes sense. It's like, oh, he is actually augmented. He is an augmented Ogren, and that is what is making him just smart enough to say multisyllabic words. Polysyllabic. I'm an English teacher. I should know these things. But the point is, it's just like, yes, this is exactly what I want in my game. Well, I mean, they're mostly guardsmen or brain died. They're mostly guardsmen or just like none of them are supposed to be well kept, you know what I mean? They've all lived pretty rough lives. So I understand wanting more attractive females, but at the same time is like, you know, they probably wouldn't be that attractive given the lives that they lived. They would have lived a rough life, and that would have had a lot to do with how their face kind of shaped. At least that's my take on it. There are definitely some handsome women in the game, you know what I mean? Like, they have very strong jaw lines, and they have very strong bone structure, and yada 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 in their faces. But at the same time, it's fantasy. The entire game is fantasy. It's a power fantasy. If you want to have a beautiful queen that just stomps on everything, then you should be able to. Right? It's not like you're asking for her to go around in a chainmail bikini. You just want to have a woman who looks good, right? Not all of them need to look like yeah. Exactly. You see, you get it. You know exactly what I'm going for. They don't need to be supermodels. They just don't need to all look like, you know, slightly thinner men, I guess. But I'm not sure if I'm really qualified to talk on those things. So I think that's where I'm going to end that part of the conversation. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, I accidentally gave him rouge. This is my favorite thing I've ever done. He's got a little bit of blush on that cheek. This is so weird. I'm having way too much fun making this guy look goofy. Yes, of course. That's something that I hope they add. I don't know if they really need to, because they don't become rejects. They become Repentia, right? But that is where the Eviscerator Chainsword is supposed to be used. That was actually one of my favorite changes they made to the sisters when they reintroduced the line, was how the Repentia definitely had more of like the kinky nuns with guns side to them when they were first a thing, which, don't get me wrong, it is a cool concept. But seeing them go from that to like, I will willingly rip my own face off if it serves the Emperor type insanity, it's like, okay, now I'm legitimately scared of them. And that's what's supposed to happen, right? And so I'm really happy that they kind of went the direction they did with the sisters. Let's blend that in a little bit so it's not quite so stark a difference. And yeah, I didn't even think about doing that. I just made her look rough and tumble. Gave her short cropped hair. Which I guess technically the sisters have that as well, though. So I'm not exactly fighting against type. But yeah, I can't wait to get the Eviscerator. That's the Eviscerator and the Flamer are the main reasons why I'm even playing as the oh my god, what are they called? Zealots. Because I feel like even though he's considerably more slow and lumbering, the Ogren gives me a lot of what I want. He's big, he's powerful, and he can just bulldoze everything. And it's like, yep, this is how I want to play. This is the type of these are the type of emotional issues that I want to get out on this game today. Okay. Oh yeah, well I mean there are people already running around with stuff like that. I saw some dudes running around with a respirator and a long coat. So I think it is doable. You just need to get the right customization stuff, right? Because I could have sworn I saw a Kriegsman running around a few days ago. So I would look into that. I wouldn't necessarily just trust me off the bat, but I could have sworn I played a game or saw a dude with like a gas mask, a respirator, and he didn't exactly have a trench coat on, but he definitely had a longer coat on. Because he was very clearly trying to go for the Kriegsman look, or at least the Morty and Iron Guard look, you know what I mean? There we go. Now the skin color's coming to him. That's fair. I mean, I guess, it would be, I mean, within the lore, it would be kind of hard to do, because Kriegsmen don't really become rejects. They become corpse starch. You know what I mean? But I don't think that should stop you from living the fantasy. So I guess that's why they haven't addressed it yet. Either that or they really, really want just, you know, take my money kind of people. I will say, I do appreciate, I remember reading very recently that they completely revamped the cash store or whatever, because they realized that they had made a predatory practice on accident, where like the money that you were getting from paying in, I think the Aquillas or whatever, it was disproportionate to the amount of money you were putting in, so you always had leftover money, which encouraged you to buy more. You know, the typical scam. And they didn't want that. They very specifically were like, yeah, we want to have a cash store with us, what the frick is it called? Like just visual stuff. I need this in real life Crucis Gloriana. I'm not sure what I lost it. I lost my train of thought. It's gone. I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Oh my god, this is an angry looking man. He's so purple. Sir, your blood pressure. I know the Xenos are on the other side of the field, but sir, your blood pressure. But yeah, they specifically decided to revamp their cash shop so that they didn't create an exploitative economy. Oh yeah. Okay, let's go ahead, and I think I even need to go lighter on the lad. On some very, very choice highlights. Okay, so I thought you were talking about something in stream. That's why I got very confused. I am not a bright man. I am a man who wants a dapper mustache on his chapter master. Okay. There we go. There we go. Right at the top part. Yeah, given all the consternation I just had about this guy, he's turning out really good. I think, unfortunately, other than, you know, that being a jerk and popping back in and out of focus, my biggest thing for him right now is going to be, he's got so many shades of red under there. Oh my god, he looks so angry. I mean, he is yelling. Like, he is yelling, but there are so many shades of this very, very deep red. They're kind of appearing everywhere. And it's just making him look so enraged. Which, while funny, doesn't really help a whole lot with the look I'm trying to give. I don't want him to look like he's about to burst a vessel. And I guess the good news is some of this is going to be covered up because it is part of his cowl that just accidentally got painted. Oh, way too close. Okay. Okay, and now I can go back to the petto color. Turn that in a little bit. there. Actually. I think my biggest issue right now is that his eye. There we go. And now we just kind of blend our way back because I went way too pink, way too far away from his fleshy bits. So we're going to push that back a little bit, blend it down. Same with on his cheeks. Blend that down just a little bit. I think that'll work. I think I got it. And I don't think I need to go a whole lot brighter. What I think I need to do now is fill out the rest of his colors. He's got such an incredibly small eye though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit this thing properly. But I'm so close. I do know I'm going to go ahead and fix his dang head because that cowling needs to be black. Unfortunately, I made a mistake and I painted over it, which is ruining my perception of the rest of the paint job. So we're going to go ahead and paint his headgear and everything else black again. Knock all that color back down. And cover up that hole in his head. Where his headdress is supposed to go that I could not fit in there. I apologize if this is going out of focus. I'm really trying to get in close right here. Okay. Put it in there. There we go. And I think just because of how small the space is, instead of trying to non-metallic metal his Aquila in his head, I'm just going to go ahead and paint it with the gold. And hopefully that will still look good enough. I mean, most of the stuff I'm painting is going to be hidden anyway, but that Aquila needs to be gold. And then I'm going to have to paint his eye, because right now the fact that his eye is just a void is freaking me out. I want to go with the brightest gold I got. I got polished gold. That's what's going on there. He is going to have a bright Aquila. Specifically because I need it to stand out against his cowling. Against these other colors that he's got going on there. I think that'll do. One moment, let me pull this back and yeah, that's good. Okay. Time to try and get his eyeball. Ugh. Wish me luck. Because unfortunately, I think this paintbrush has gone. No, I can still use it for that. Here we go, guys. Here's the worst part of the whole job. And then once I finish that, I need to get going. I need to go have dinner with my wife. Okay. Can I close, but I dragged it the wrong... Oh, no! I like that it's enraged. Thanks very much, man. I'll see you later. I'm actually about to sign off soon, but I think I like the fact that his eye is huge and completely enraged. I'm keeping it. This is my boy. There are many like him, but this one is mine. And oh my god, is he upset. Okay, that's gotta be it, guys. I gotta get going. Thank you so much for joining me. I know, right? That's what really helped sell it. I got... better lucky than good. That's all I gotta say. Better lucky than good. Yeah, that shadow really does help. I'm missing daytime! Okay, I gotta get going. I will see you guys later. Thank you again for joining me. I hope that you had fun in watching the stream. I hope you have a great rest of the evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.